I've got something to tell you. I've got news for you. Gonna put some wheels in motion. Get ready, 'cause we're coming through.
And welcome back for part 3, guys, of the Royal Rumble. This will be the finish. We will run it to the end. Richard Johnson comes in as entry number 31 as we begin the 10-driver countdown to the final entry, number 40. And we don't know who it's going to be. We've got a speculation due to the process of elimination. There are quite a few names that are big names that are still not yet in this Royal Rumble, so we'll have to find out which one of them has been able to get himself that final spot number 40. But right now we're watching this battle between entry number 30, entry number 31. Henley behind Richard Johnson. Both these drivers, you know, they want to survive. They want to be around at the end, be a part of that 10-lap shootout to decide the winner of this race. Henley's going to go underneath the 47 of Richard Johnson. He'll take over the top spot, even though there technically is not a top spot here until we get to that 10-lap shootout. But it is Henley and Richard Johnson. You gotta wonder if right now, you know, I don't know what the whole deal's gonna be here for entries 31 through 40. What's the mindset? Is your main goal going to be to survive so that you're around at the end, or are you going to try and eliminate your opponents just in case that opponent that is ahead of you that you're trying to eliminate, if he survives, is he going to be the guy who's going to come back and bite you, and he's going to be the one that's going to stand between you and winning this Royal Rumble? You know, there's all these different decisions, sorry guys, that these guys have to make in order to kind of plan out some strategy here. And Henley looks like he wants to eliminate Richard Johnson right there in the left rear quarter panel. He looks to turn him off turn 2. No, Richard Johnson hangs tough this time. We're almost about a minute away from our next entry, which will be entry number 32. Henley to the inside now. He will give Richard Johnson a little bit of real estate there, a little bit of space, as if to say, okay, let's settle down a little bit here. I'll try and regroup. And now it kind of puts Sean Henley in a precarious position, because now Richard Johnson's going to be at will to do whatever he wants with the K-Love Ford. So Henley now is going to be the driver in the hot seat, as Richard Johnson's allowed now to go to work on trying to eliminate Sean Henley from the competition. Off turn 2, whoa, Richard Johnson, he's shoving the back of the number 98. If he stays behind him, it means he's planning on doing something here in turn 3. Here we go. Richard Johnson all over the back bumper of Sean Henley, tries to come up alongside. Here he comes, he's underneath. Gonna turn him off turn 4? No, he will not. Henley hangs on one more time. It's a tit-for-tat situation here between Sean Henley and Richard Johnson. So we are about 15 seconds, now make it 10 seconds. Away from entry number 32. As the entries get higher, the stakes get higher. Let's find out who's going to join these two here in the Royal Rumble. And next entry will be Ben Paul. Ben Paul with the Jack-in-the-Box paint scheme here on his number 39 by special request, due to the fact that that is the WOSCT series that he runs, the Jack-in-the-Box Cup series. So now we got entries 30 through 32 here. Ben Paul, very big name, very talented driver. All these drivers in this field are very talented. Some you know, some you don't, and right now we got good representation of the car makes as well at this moment, with the Toyota of Richard Johnson, the Ford of Sean Henley, and the Chevrolet of Ben Paul. I don't think there are any more Dodges, so they're basically out of it. I think there were only 2 Dodges anyway, with Joe Cole in the 2, who was eliminated way early on, and Justin Morrison, the 22, who was eliminated somewhere midway through this race. So Dodge is not going to be able to do anything, I don't think. I don't think there are any other entries that are driving a Dodge here. So Dodge basically out of it. Whoa, Ben Paul, 2 tires down on the yellow line there. That does not result in elimination, but it's pretty doggone close. A little precarious there for the number 39, but he keeps it together. Now he and Sean Henley, they're going to be going down low on Richard Johnson. Ben Paul. Oh, Ben Paul, he's going low. He's looking to eliminate Henley. He's right there. Can he do it? No, he can't, not this time. Tell you what, when you get to 3 cars, that's when you start to get worried. 2 cars, you get worried sometimes, but not as much. Tell you why you get worried with 3 cars. That means that there's one driver who's able to hook up one draftee partner to try and eliminate one competitor. That is the scenario basically needed for an elimination. Now, we have seen eliminations take place in other ways as well, but that's the textbook way that we've seen all race long. You got one guy in front of you, you got one guy behind you. The guy in front of you, the guys you're trying to eliminate. The guy behind you is the guy that's helping you get the run to be able to get up to the left rear corner panel and turn and eliminate the opponent up front. Right there, you saw Ben Paul try to do it on his own again, trying to eliminate Sean Henley. Henley's hanging pretty doggone tough, though. Henley has been the longest of these 3 competitors in this event, came in at number 30. Right now, we've already got our records set for most of these things, with Connor Breton holding the longest time of any competitor here in the Royal Rumble. But he has been eliminated from the competition, so I don't know if that historical mark's going to mean much to him or not. Best save so far, we can't say that it's the best save of the whole thing, but the best save so far seems to be Callum Wales when he did a 360 and still kept it on the racetrack and in bounds. And now we're getting ready now, 5 seconds away from entry number 33. Let's see who it is.
One more for measure, there's 10 for the soul. They never sleep, so are you ready to go? Rush out against the clear blue sky.
And it'll be the 43 Smithfield Ford at Richard Petty Motorsports of Tyler Chance. This is one of probably 5 drivers of which I know nothing of their racing style, so they're not only making their debut here into the Royal Rumble, the NSA Royal Rumble, but they also are making a debut as far as my ever seeing them. Phone's ringing. I'm going to ignore it, so please ignore the phone noise in the background as well. Richard Johnson almost got into Tyler Chance right there, but they keep it together, keep it going. Henley now looking to the inside of Richard Johnson. That is going to, I guess, help Richard Johnson out at the moment due to the fact that when you go up on the high side, you're basically going to get bypassed. You go to the back of the pack, and you're out of trouble for the moment. You know, I quite honestly, I don't know if these guys would follow this strategy, and I'm not saying they need to. As Ben Paul, boy, I'll tell you what, he is really intent on eliminating Sean Henley. Oh! He nearly did it right there. Henley's car swung down towards the inside of turn 2, and he could have been eliminated right there. But going back to what I was saying, these guys, you know, obviously they want to get up there, they want to eliminate drivers and everything, but if it were me, my main goal would be to try and survive until the very last segment, the 10-lap shootout, and then try doing the eliminations, because you want to be around for that 10-lap shootout. You don't want to risk the chance of making some kind of a mistake of eliminating somebody and yourself in the process and taking yourself out of trying to win this Royal Rumble. Right now, Tyler Chance, I'll tell you what, told you I didn't know much about him. One thing I do know is he's got one fast race car here today. He has been leading this 4-car pack for most of this segment, and he's looking pretty good. But he's about to get some company. Ben Paul there pushing Richard Johnson. There you go. Oh! Did you see the 43 car slip around there? That car got really loose off turn 4, and somehow, someway, he kept it together. Good save by Tyler Chance. Ben Paul, Richard Johnson nearly had him in the perfect position to be able to eliminate him, but he held on, and we're about to end up having another 5-car pack. It's been a while since we've had these cars all bunch up and be in a large pack. And we're about to find out who entry number 34 is going to be, as we are nearing halfway through the remaining 10 drivers here in the Royal Rumble. Entry number 34 of 10 seconds away from being introduced. Who's it going to be? We still got some big names waiting to get into this thing. Let's take a look now at the introduction.
Said I don't hate you, but I just wanna save you while there's still something left to save. What's when I told her I love you, girl, but I'm not the answer for the questions that she...
Alright, now Ford getting pretty doggone good representation here in the closing stages of the Royal Rumble. Lyndon Wright in the 17 will join the fray, and oh, whoa, 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 whoa! There they go! Tyler Chance is up and into the air. I think Ben Paul was eliminated. Who else? Richard Johnson's involved. Johnson flipping end over end, barrel rolling through the grass. And I think we're left with two. Henley and Lyndon Wright. There is Tyler Chance. His day done. Ben Paul continuing, but his day done. Now where's Richard Johnson? There he is. His day is finished as well. Oh my goodness. Let's go back, look at a replay. 3 eliminations here. Didn't take long. Richard Johnson, Tyler Chance, and Ben Paul all eliminated from the Royal Rumble. Here's a look at it. Ben Paul's going to get credited with the elimination of both Tyler Chance and Richard Johnson. And, yeah, himself as well. Right here. You can see he gets into Chance. Chance goes flying. And Richard Johnson, you know what? He tried. He really did. He got up on the high side, tried to swing it around the 39, but the 39 was carrying so much speed that there was just no way for Richard Johnson to miss him. And I'll tell you what, Richard Johnson, out of all 3 of these drivers, took the wildest ride. There he is flipping end over end before he even gets to the right there where the whole perimeter of the track ends. Continues to still flip and barrel roll. You can't even see him here. Now you can see a little bit of him there. There he is. That car still flipping, still barrel rolling. I'd hate to wager a count of how many times that car flipped over. There you see on the left side Tyler Chance's machine with his day done. And there's Richard Johnson returning back onto the racetrack. Still flipping end over end. Look at that, doing a little bit of a nose spin right there. And still end over end, side over side, barrel rolling. Luckily he gets right there to where the apron kind of banks up. That helps kill some of the momentum on the 47. Otherwise I think he would have maybe possibly barrel rolled all the way over to pit road, because that car had a lot of momentum, but just an unbelievable wreck right there. 3 more eliminations. The drivers who came in at entries number 31, 32, and 33. Let's go back to live action. So now we're left with 2. Sean Henley, who's been in since entry number 30, and our newest entry, Lyndon Wright. 2 Fords left to battle it out. Lyndon Wright going to the inside here. He'll bypass Henley. Not exactly sure if that's a good idea. Lyndon Wright, I mean, he's not exactly had quite the Royal Rumble experience that Sean Henley's had so far. And now Henley, he'll try maybe going to work on Lyndon Wright. If you just joined us, we have had 3 eliminations, and they just took place about a minute ago. Tyler Chance, Richard Johnson, and Ben Paul will not win the NNSCRA Royal Rumble. Here's Henley, though. He's trying to make yet another elimination happen here. So he's going underneath the 17 Best Buy Ford of Lyndon Wright, trying to turn him here off turn 4. He's in a perfect spot. He's got a little bit lower. He's trying to. Oh, boy, he almost had him. That was close. Henley, Lyndon Wright, those 2 side by side now. We got about 45 seconds till entry number 35. We are nearing entry number 40. When entry number 40 comes in 3 minutes afterwards, we will have the 10-lap shootout. The race will be over after 10 laps. The first one to the stripe is the winner of the Royal Rumble. Here comes Lyndon Wright. He'll go back to the inside. Let's see who's going to be entry number 35. Whoever it is, his task's going to be a little bit easier than some of these guys. And then entry number 36, his task will be easier. It'll be even easier for 37, easier for 38. The later you come in, the greater your chances of making it to the final segment. Let's find out who is next. And it'll be Dylan Young in the number 51. Dylan Young here, there's been a lot of talk lately about the fact that both Dylan Young and Dylan Poteet are still to enter into this Royal Rumble, and a lot of people have been asking, will this be yet another encounter of the Dylan and Dylan show? You never know what could happen here. As Dylan Young, he wants out in front right here from the get-go. Henley right behind him, Lyndon right there as well. Dylan Young, I'm going to be actually making a reference to this guy, so I'll actually make a reference right now. Today's going to be pretty big in the NR 2003 community. We got here, of course, the finish of this Royal Rumble as Henley trying to eliminate Dylan Young here. Can't quite do it. But then, tonight at 4 o'clock Central, that's 5 o'clock Eastern for all you Easterners like me, over on Sean the Dog 97, it's going to be the season finale of the NNSCRA AMP Energy Cup Series. There's been a lot of anticipation for that race. Dylan Poteet, Dylan Young, the Dylan show going to be taking place over there. This time it's for a championship. So hope that you will tune into that. Again, it's Sean the Dog 97. I'll actually put the link to his channel in the description. Oh, Henley! Whoa! Boy, right when I talk about Sean Henley's channel, he almost nearly took himself out of the Royal Rumble right there. But also, after that, at 6 o'clock Eastern, that's 5 o'clock Central, 1 hour after the AMP Energy Cup Series season finale is out, Randy Orton Fan 2011, aka Aaron Williams, will be holding the sign-ups for the NNSCRA Staples Make the Grade Challenge. So you guys will want to sign up for that as well. A lot of big events going on here today in the NR 2003 community. I'll post the link to Randy Orton Fan 2011's channel in the description as well. So again, if you didn't get those times, it's 4 o'clock Central, 5 o'clock Eastern that the AMP Energy Cup Series season finale will be uploaded. And then 6 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Central that the Staples Make the Grade Challenge signups will be open. If you want to, you can always go over to Randy Orton Fan 2011's channel. If you look over on the right side of the screen, there's a whole list of different websites. At the very bottom, there is actually a link where you can go to a special countdown timer he has to when that video will be open. And we are now 5 seconds away from our next entry. It's been relatively calm here for Dylan Young, Sean Henley, Lyndon Wright. Who's going to join? They are on their feet at Talladega as the 88 now enters the Royal Rumble in spot number 36. Whoa! Oh my goodness! Sean Henley just nearly turned Cole Daly, and Daly saved it! How did he save it? There is no way that 88 car should not have bounced off of Lyndon Wright, but he saved it. Oh my. That was a great save by Cole Daly and Sean Henley. Henley was trying to eliminate Cole Daly. And I have the feeling if he had eliminated Cole Daly, then he would have eliminated himself as well. So, my goodness. Unbelievable. Anyway, that was an interesting way of introducing Cole Daly into the Royal Rumble. Oh, Lyndon Wright! My goodness, he saves it too! 2 tires outside the perimeter here. Oh, Henley! Oh, Henley and Daly! Henley and Daly together, and they're eliminated. You gotta think, you gotta wonder, was that payback by Sean Henley by Cole Daly after Henley ended up nearly taking Cole Daly out at the beginning of the segment? You gotta wonder. Oh man, there's Daly, there's Henley, both cars continuing, but it doesn't matter. They're eliminated from the Royal Rumble. As Cole Daly, Sean Henley, looks like tempers got the best of both those drivers, and they are taken out of the running of this, leaving Dylan Young and Lyndon Wright to settle it out here for this segment. Let's look back at a replay of what happened to the 98 and the 88. Henley, who's been in this since entry number 30. Now, the only thing I can think of is something old, something new. You turn me and I'll turn you. That's basically what I see, with Cole Daly being the newest entry, Henley being the oldest entry on the racetrack. And right here, you're going to see Cole Daly get into the right rear of the 98. And then Henley's going to take it one step further. His car's going to come back up, and he's going to eliminate Cole Daly. So I guess Henley, it was more important to him to eliminate Cole Daly from the Royal Rumble rather than to stick around and try and win the thing. But nonetheless, that's quite an incident right there. It's quite a rivalry that just came to a head between Henley and Cole Daly. You can't even see them past the banking here. There's Daly, and there's Henley. But this all started back at the very beginning of the segment where Cole Daly, remember, made that amazing save. Henley was trying to turn him there. And then Daly returns the favor on the tri-oval, and Henley then comes back up, takes himself out of the running of the Royal Rumble by eliminating Cole Daly as well. Starting to get down to crunch time. You're going to see this more and more often as we will go back to live action. Dylan Young, Lyndon Wright, could they end up getting eliminated here and leave it with either one or no cars left for entry number 37. Right now, both those cars giving each other quite a little bit of real estate. I don't think they want to push the envelope right now, especially this late in the event. Dylan Young, Lyndon Wright, keeping their distance from each other here. Good sound strategy, as Dylan Young has quite a bit of an advantage here. So it looks like these two may end up going to the next round. And we're actually going to quickly look back at a replay. We just heard that Lyndon Wright nearly wrecked out. Let's take a look at what happened to him. Okay, here it is. Lyndon Wright actually goes down onto the apron there with two tires. And then watch this near miss right here with the 88 of Cole Daly. Man, that was so close. How close was it? Try and see if we can get a different camera angle here. Watch this. Watch how close this is. Oh man, I didn't get a good camera angle there, did I? Switch to the helicopter view here. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Oh man. Too close. Next entry coming in, it's entry number 37.
Cause you cannot come back from the coffin. I know you haters wanna string me up and lynch me, but my ancestors taught me that no harm form can come against me. Long as my fight is righteous, long as my cause is justice, feet grounded in my culture.
And it's the latest entry into this Royal Rumble, the last guy to get a spot, Aaron Williams. Of course, he's taken that number 78 ride due to the fact that Jason Marshall, who was scheduled to be in that ride, closed his account. So therefore, Aaron Williams reaping the rewards, and he comes in at entry number 37 there in the Furniture Row Chevrolet. Aaron Williams looking to maybe eliminate Lyndon Wright here. So far here in this final segment, or not this final segment, but this final part 3, we have had 5 eliminations. Richard Johnson, Ben Paul, and Tyler Chance, they were all taken out early on in this thing as Dylan Young tries to turn Aaron Williams. Oh, can't do it. And then Sean Henley, Cole Daly, just a few minutes ago, ended up taking each other out of the Royal Rumble. Henley has been in this since the beginning of part 3 when he entered in at number 30. Oh man, Dylan Young, he's trying to eliminate the Aaron Williams machine right here. My goodness. Tell you what, these two, they're the best of friends, and you're still seeing the aggressive nature that comes out here in this kind of an event. I mean, there are no friends in a Royal Rumble. You are trying to eliminate every competitor. You don't look at a person as friend or enemy. You look at them as opponent. And that is the general mindset you have to be in here in the Royal Rumble. If you think to yourself, that's a friend, I'm not going to turn him, you may be putting yourself in jeopardy of not winning this thing. And here you see Dylan Young's going to go right back on the attack, trying to bypass, trying to turn. You never know, the number 78 of Aaron Williams. We still have 3 more entries after this. Cutting it down to the process of elimination. It's going to be either Dylan Poteet, Austin LaPlante, or the new driver of the 55, replacing Michael Jeter. That, of course, being James McLeod. So we're going to have to see which of those 3 drivers it's going to be that comes in at entry number 38, 39, and 40. I mean, we don't have a clue what number they're going to come in as, but we do know it's going to be one of those 3 drivers, pretty much due to the fact that they're the only 3 that have not yet gotten into this event. And here comes Dylan Young looking to try and, well, I thought he might be trying to go back to the left rear of the Furniture Row Denver Mattress Chevrolet, but instead he decides to go underneath old Lyndon Wright. Wow, he tried going underneath Dylan Young, and Young almost forced him down towards that double white line. And what do you know, we're only 15 seconds away from finding out entry number 38. It's all coming to a close rather quickly here, as we now will take a look at entry number 38 in the Royal Rumble. And it is James McLeod. James McLeod got in after the draw, and oh boy, he's getting awfully close to turning Dylan Young there. Aaron Williams trying to turn Lyndon Wright. James McLeod ended up winning the draw for Michael Jeter's vacant ride after Jeter closed his account. So now we've got both James McLeod and Aaron Williams, the 2 newest entries into the Royal Rumble, not just in the fact that they are the last 2 to enter in right here, but they were the last 2 to sign up or get a ride. Both of them having good fortune come their way, with Michael Jeter and Jason Marshall both closing their accounts. That got them spots here in the Royal Rumble. Otherwise, they would have had to sit over on pit road or in the bleachers or, just watch it. But they're able to participate in it, as we have ourselves a good 4-car pack here. Look at the names. Dylan Young, James McLeod, Aaron Williams, Lyndon Wright. Those are some doggone good names in the Enter 2003 community. And oh, man, McLeod, he wants Dylan Young gone. Once again, McLeod, Dylan Young, Aaron Williams, best of friends off track, but right now, they are just trying to take each other out. As they remain single file now, they kind of settled down here. And after 2 more entries, will all 4 of these drivers be around for the final 10-lap shootout? Or will one of them be saying arrivederci early in this very tail end of this whole segment, of this whole event? Right now, James McLeod has checked out away from everybody. Aaron Williams and Lyndon Wright giving Dylan Young quite a bit of real estate there to work with. He will slip to the back. Lyndon Wright now goes on the attack. His target is Aaron Williams. And nope, instead he decides to go down underneath. You notice here, these guys, they're kind of giving each other a little bit of room. They're not pushing the envelope that much. They may make an attempt to eliminate somebody, but they're not kind of hounding on the back bumper of somebody all that long. They're just kind of, okay, I can't do it. Let's just back off here, because I think now they're starting to get into the mindset of, hey, I want to be around here when the 10-lap shootout happens. And you saw Dylan Young there nearly take a little bit of an early exit. His car went awfully low out of turn 2, and I almost thought he may have a mechanical problem. Whoa, Lyndon Wright makes some contact with James McLeod. Nearly gets eliminated right there as his car slingshotted down to the inside. But everything's still good. All 4 of these drivers still in, and they're about to be joined by entry number 39. Here we go. Who's going to be the next to last entry?
I can't escape this hell. So many times.
And it's the last hope for Hendrick Motorsports, Austin LaPlante in the 48. As Dylan Young's all over the back bumper of Lyndon Wright, trying to eliminate him right there. My goodness, this is starting to get good. These drivers are entries number 35, 36, 37, 38, and 39. That means that we basically know who's going to come in at number 40. Oh, and Lyndon Wright's trying to get rid of Austin LaPlante. Can't do it. Can these 5 survive until entry number 40 comes in? Just keep in mind, Dylan Young is still on the racetrack. He is still in this thing. Whoa, he just nearly was gone, though. James McLeod nearly turned him up the racetrack there. Lyndon Wright snaps down to the inside. But Dylan Young, we know who entry number 40 is. So I'm not going to announce him until he is actually introduced. But you were wondering if that kind of a you-know-who versus you-know-who was going to happen. Well, if Dylan Young can stick around for another 2 minutes, it will take place. There's going to be some company here too. James McLeod, Aaron Williams, Lyndon Wright, and Austin LaPlante, provided that they can survive the remaining 1 minute and 40 seconds as it continues to count down here on the clock. Still, seeing these guys giving each other quite a bit of real estate. Lots of room between each car. Not exactly the worst strategy in the world. Why not? If you're this close to the end, to that 10-lap shootout, why not let your opponents go and then try eliminating them, go out 150% in the 10-lap shootout? I mean, it seems like the perfect strategy here at this point of this event, and it looks like everybody is taking that to heart and using that kind of strategy. As Austin LaPlante now getting a challenge from Lyndon Wright. Oh, Dylan Young right on the back bumper again of Aaron Williams. Looks like these guys have kind of singled out who they want to eliminate. It looked like Dylan Young wants to eliminate Aaron Williams. James McLeod wants to eliminate Dylan Young. You gotta think these guys have somebody in mind that they're going to try and target if they do indeed make it to the final segment, the 10-lap shootout. Whoa! Lyndon Wright nearly got McLeod there. Look at Aaron Williams. He had to take his momentum somewhere. He's going to have to go up to the high side. I think actually he may just be deciding, I'm going to slip to the back here. Not exactly bad strategy for the 78. As look at this, McLeod's back on Dylan Young, still targeting Dylan Young. It's like Williams targeted by Dylan Young, McLeod targeting Dylan Young, and I'll tell you what, they're just finding a person that they're trying to eliminate. Lyndon Wright's been trying to eliminate Austin LaPlante for most of this segment as well. And here we go, folks. Entry number 40 gets ready to come into the Royal Rumble. It's on. We know who it is. Here he comes.
They've come to get me again. The cloud is over my head.
And there he is, the driver who drew lucky number 40, the final entry into the Royal Rumble. None other than the 56 Napa Toyota of Dylan Poteet. As we have ourselves a 6-car tussle here. Now here's the deal. These drivers, this is not the 10-lap shootout yet. We still have to run the regular 3-minute interval since the time of Dylan Poteet's entry. Therefore, eliminations can still occur, and if it does occur, that driver is eliminated from the 10-lap shootout. But right now, we got ourselves 6 very talented drivers trying to battle it out here in this final 3-minute segment. Dylan Young, Austin LaPlante, Dylan Poteet, Lyndon Wright, James McLeod, and Aaron Williams. Will we see all 6 of them in the final shootout? Oh, Dylan Poteet! Oh my goodness! Almost wanted to do one of Dylan Poteet's own ways of saying it, which is Dylan Poteet, but I kind of didn't, because, you know, the adrenaline's pumping so much, you don't think of that kind of stuff. But, oh, James McLeod, whoa, 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 we nearly got Lyndon Wright right there. And take a look at this. You got 2 Toyotas, you got 3 Chevrolets, and you got 1 Ford. And, whoa, Lyndon Wright getting right up there. Oh, whoa, McLeod! McLeod actually ran with 2 tires on the apron right there. Just think about it. That apron goes up. That's an uphill apron, which means there's kind of a little valley, a little gully between the track and the apron. 2 tires were on the apron, 2 tires on the racetrack. That means there was nothing but void space underneath the Aaron's Dream Machine of James McLeod, and somehow, someway, he kept that car from snapping loose. And that was in an attempt, I think it was to get underneath of Dylan Poteet. It may have been to be getting underneath Lyndon Wright, but right now, whoa, Austin the Plant, awfully close down to that low line. We're 1 minute away, guys, from the 10-lap shootout. McLeod nearly gets to Williams right there, but Williams hangs on to it. Will these 6 drivers survive to the 10-lap shootout? If so, who will then survive up until the final lap and to the checkered flag? Who will win the Royal Rumble? 30 seconds from the 10-lap shootout, guys. It's getting time for the 150% all-out drag-out racing. They still continue to race hard, though, nearly turning his own teammate, well, not his teammate, but a car that comes out of the same stables, Dylan Poteet, nearly turned James McLeod. Meanwhile, up front, Aaron Williams is leading the way. Then it's Dylan Young, James McLeod, Dylan Poteet, Lyndon Wright, Austin the Plant bringing up the rear, as we have 10 seconds before this 10-lap shootout. It's gonna be on, guys. Look at the space they're given. They want to be around. We're getting ready for the 10-lap shootout. See you guys there.
Hey, you can't count us out. We've been running up against the crowd. Yeah, we're the dark horses.
Well, here we go. 6 drivers, 6 survivors, lasting until the very end of this race. There goes the pace car. We are ready to go. Give you the ground rules real quickly. Eliminations can still occur, as has happened all race long. 10 laps. When the 10th lap is done, first driver to the line wins the Royal Rumble. This is the one part of the Royal Rumble, guys, where being out in front counts. And right now, it is Lyndon Wright in the 17. Lyndon Wright, if memory serves me correctly, came in at entry number 34. Dylan Young came in entry number 35. Entry number 36, that was... Oh, wait, actually, I think entry 36 was Cole Daly. So entry number 37... was Aaron Williams, 38 was James McLeod, 39 was Austin the Plant, and entry number 40 was Dylan Poteet. As James McLeod nearly gets into Poteet. My goodness, did you see how close that was? Entry number 40 was nearly just taken out right there. But he got off of him somehow. It almost looked like the sheet metal hooked together between the 56 and the 55. But somehow, someway, they keep it together. Lyndon Wright, though, continues to lead. These guys back here have to regroup. They have to reform in order to catch up to the Best Buy Ford. 2 laps on the board. Lap 3 will go on the board when they come down and hit the stripe. Lyndon Wright looking awfully racy, but here comes Austin the Plant trying to get a run. Aaron Williams, right there, he's got drafting help from the guy who's tried to eliminate him for the last 3 segments. That's Dylan Young. Now Dylan Young going into the role of, instead of trying to eliminate Aaron Williams, instead trying to help Aaron Williams to get both those cars up to the front. Single file between the first 6. Not for long. Here comes Austin the Plant. He wants the lead. Williams, will he offer drafting help? Whoa, on the apron they go! Lyndon Wright and Austin the Plant on the apron. They snapped up the racetrack, and Aaron Williams nearly hooked the 48 up and out of this racetrack. But somehow, someway, they still keep it together. You gotta bet. These are 6 of the best going at it for the win here. Still single file. Williams now looks underneath of Austin the Plant. Will he try and make a move? No, LaPlante will go to the inside of Lyndon Wright. Battle for the lead. Lyndon Wright, though, with the drafting help up high. LaPlante, I don't think, will get to the inside. No, he won't. Lyndon Wright will keep the lead still. Dylan Young helping Aaron Williams. How quickly tides seem to turn. It seemed like just a moment ago, Dylan Young was trying to eliminate Aaron Williams from the Royal Rumble. Now, he's trying to push him to the lead here. As Lyndon Wright continues to lead, here comes Aaron Williams. Williams to the inside, battle for the lead. Williams down low, Lyndon Wright up high. Williams with the advantage. He will go to the front. Take a look at the strategy. Dylan Poteet, James McLeod, those 2 Toyotas hanging at the back. Now they're starting to form up. They're starting to come up here to the front. You don't even need to look at the clock down there, even though we are 30 seconds away from 10 minutes. Oh! Oh, Dylan Poteet was running on the apron there. 2 tires, that's it. He's not eliminated. Oh, he's getting close to that dotted white line, though. He'll still keep it in bounds, as it is Aaron Williams and Lyndon Wright. We are not looking at the right side of the screen down low. We are looking at the left side of the screen down low, as we now have lap number 6 on the board. Lap number 6, 4 laps remaining. Who will get to the stripe first? It is Aaron Williams, Lyndon Wright, James McLeod, Ryan Cooper, then side by side for 5th between Dylan Young and Austin LaPlante. Another stipulation in this that we did not mention. It doesn't matter if you finish top 5. It doesn't matter if you finish runner-up. What matters is if you win this thing. We do not do first, second, third, or anything like that. It's just one winner. That's it. As Dylan Poteet nearly turns James McLeod. I told you that just because these cars come out of the same stables, it does not mean that they are friendly, that they are teammates to each other. You saw James McLeod nearly turn Poteet. You see Poteet nearly turn James McLeod. Just a prime example right there. We have 4 laps remaining in this event. Williams, Lyndon Wright, those two seem to have formed a little bit of an alliance here, although that could go by in a hurry. Look at Lyndon Wright trying to eliminate Aaron Williams here. Oh, Dylan Young nearly gets into Dylan Poteet, the Dylan versus Dylan show. It's coming to a head right now here with about 3 laps to go here in this event. Dylan Young all over the back bumper of Dylan Poteet. You gotta bet he does not want to finish runner-up to Dylan Poteet one more time. Dylan Poteet, Dylan Young, those two will take this rivalry over to the Amp Energy Cup Series here tonight. But today, they're trying to settle it out here in the Royal Rumble. Dylan Young goes underneath of Ryan Cooper as Aaron Williams begins to fade from view. Lyndon Wright now takes the lead. I think I'm not going to have any voice left after this thing is over. There's just so much to cover. Some hardcore racing between all 6 of these drivers. And somehow, someway, all 6 of them are still in the running for the win. As here comes Dylan Young. He's hooked up the low line. He's going to the front. Lyndon Wright loses the lead. James McLeod now trying to take 2nd. Austin LaPlante trying to take 3rd place now from Lyndon Wright. As Dylan Young leads the way with 2 laps, make it 1.5 remaining. But here comes McLeod. Here comes Austin LaPlante. Drafting here, Aaron Williams comes back into the mix after he was slingshotted to the high side and lost ground. Oh, LaPlante getting close to the double white line there. Or not the double white line, but the yellow line. But still, it would result in elimination. But McLeod's going to lead. Here we go. White flag is in the air. James McLeod one more time. Can McLeod end up pulling it off? Austin LaPlante in the mix there as well. Aaron Williams there, Dylan Poteet, they could start running down as Dylan Young slips all the way to the back of this pack. I don't know if he has enough time to do anything. Here comes Austin LaPlante. Here comes Aaron Williams going 3 wide for the lead. Aaron Williams going to go for the front. Aaron Williams, Dylan Poteet, slingshots, gets on the apron, hangs onto it. Here he comes to the inside. It's going to be a drag race, folks. A drag race. Aaron Williams high, Dylan Poteet low. They'll come down here to the stripe. Who is it going to be? It is, I have no idea. Wow! What a finish! Who was it? Who? I don't even know. Was it Dylan Poteet? Oh, Poteet spins! Poteet spins! Oh, and Austin LaPlante goes flying! Who was it? We still don't know. Lyndon Wright goes flying, Poteet involved, and the report is it was Aaron Williams. Aaron Williams wins this thing. Look at this. Look at the time. It was in the thousands. Aaron Williams is the winner of this race. Oh my goodness. Aaron Williams pulls it out from nowhere. Came in entry number 37 and takes the whole thing. Last guy to actually sign up in for this series, for this race. There's Dylan Poteet, who just barely missed out. Drew entry number 40 and nearly won this thing. Lyndon Wright going for a wild ride. We'll look back at his incident in just a second, but we gotta look back at the photo finish. We're getting a report. It was the closest finish yet in NNSCRA history. I don't know how it is that it always seems to happen in these special NNSCRA races, but they always give us a heck of a show. And right there, the closest finish in NNSCRA history, Aaron Williams, Dylan Poteet. It was less than 1/1000th of a second. Let's look back at a replay. I'll tell you what, this thing was just too doggone close to call. We're going to slow this down as slow as it can go. I honestly thought Poteet had him. It was that close. But watch as they come down here. We will go into the real slow-mo here, and we'll have it at the pause frame. Down here, there's the stripe, and there is the finish. Look at how close that was. The closest finish in NNSCRA history, less than 1/1000th of a second, and it is somehow, someway, Aaron Williams pulling it out. Just barely beating Dylan Poteet. Aaron Williams is the winner of the NNSCRA Royal Rumble. Lyndon Wright and Ryan Cooper, Lyndon Wright and Dylan Poteet, they got together off turn 1. Didn't really matter though, because neither one of them ended up winning this race. The race was declared over. Aaron Williams, you heard it right. Aaron Williams was able to do it. The last sign-up person into this series comes in, fills in the ride for Jason Marshall, and takes the win in the first ever NNSCRA Royal Rumble. This has got to be one of the greatest events I've ever held, one of the most exciting finishes, and it becomes the closest NNSCRA finish in NNSCRA history. Unbelievable. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed this race as much as I enjoyed commentating and watching it as well. This has got to be one of the most exciting. It's got to rank up there with one of the best races I've ever had the privilege of commentating. But, you think today's real exciting with this? You ain't seen nothing yet. We got a lot more going on in the NR 2003 community. Be sure at 4 o'clock Central, 5 o'clock Eastern to watch over on Sean the Dog 97 channel the season finale of the Amp Energy Cup Series, race number 36, coming from Zen Joltis. It's going to be the Dylan versus Dylan show. We didn't get to see that at the end of this race, but it will come to a head as both Dylan Young, Dylan Poteet battle it out to become champion in the Amp Energy Cup Series. And also, be sure and check over on, our race winner, Randy Orton Fan 2011, aka Aaron Williams channel, as he's going to be holding the NNSCRA Staples Make the Grade Challenge for that series at 6 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Central. Hope that you will be there for both those events. Hope you enjoyed the Royal Rumble. There will be no finishing order because there is no finishing order. It's just one winner, and that's it. And that winner is Aaron Williams. The closest finish in NNSCRA history. What a way to cap off what's been an exciting Royal Rumble. Thank you to all participants. Thank you to all viewers. Please rate, comment, subscribe. If I get enough positive feedback in this series I was planning on doing, the Extreme Car Wrestling series, may come to a head. So if you like what this concept is, if you like this whole kind of concept of having this kind of a twist on NR 2003, be sure and let me know. And we will see you guys next time on the NNSCRA Sports Channel, Offline Racing at its best.